from LA Plans, and today I will be sharing my work planner system with you guys. So I use the Erin Condren Daily LifePlanner Binder, and then I also use the Erin Condren Teacher Lesson Planner, and I use both of these for two completely different things. And so I want to go over that in this video. So for my Daily LifePlanner Binder, I use this one for my daily tasks, for scheduling, for meetings, and to track different events. And then for the teacher lesson planner, I use this for exactly what it says on here. So I use this for our marketing strategy. So I'm a marketing manager for a healthcare supergroup in Austin. So I run marketing for 5 different businesses, and it's about to be 6. So the Erin Condren Teacher Lesson Planner is perfect for me because the pages are broken down into 6 different categories. And so I just use one category per business, and I'll go over that in a second. But I mainly use this one for strategy, content planning, project management, and campaign management. And so I'm actually going to start with my binder. And so in here, I have the clear protectors from Erin Condren. And so I keep confidential information in here. So I kind of take them out. There's a lot of things in this video that I'm not going to be able to share, but I will tell y'all how and what I put in here. But in these inserts, I keep confidential company information that I can quickly reference. And then up front, I use the productivity pages. And these are note pages that you can insert into your binder. And so I keep meeting notes in here. So whenever I go to a meeting, I always have my binder on me. I take this with me everywhere. And so I do a lot of visits to our different practices. And so when I go, I always take this because this is where I have everything that I'm doing and going to do in here. And so if there's a meeting, I use the productivity pages to take meeting notes, write down important information. And then generally I use the productivity side to do different takeaways or action items that I need to do or follow up with after the meeting. I also draft out different campaigns and different ideas on here. And I mainly use this as a to-do list or an idea list. But I use these pages more for drafting. And then I use the line pages for more of informational items or things that don't really change. So for example, on here, handout approvals, I have kind of like different notes on brochure specs, ad specs, different things like that. These are more concrete things that I just need a reference. So that's how I and so I divided that by this insert, and then I just keep information in here as well. And then we get into the Daily Life Planner portion. So nothing has worked like the Daily Life Planner has for me for work. I've tried the Erin Condren Academic Planner. I've tried a hourly life planner. I've tried a vertical life planner. I haven't tried horizontal, but that's just because I know it won't work. I even tried using the teacher lesson planner for daily tasks and different things, and it doesn't work for what I put in here, but it does work for strategy and overview and content, and I'll get into that when I go over that. But for daily tasks and managing my schedule, it's really helped. These daily pages have been perfect for me to use. And so, as I mentioned before, I can't share too much, but I will share the month of February because there's nothing sensitive in here to share. I honestly don't use the overview page, or at least I haven't yet. I mainly just use the daily pages. On the monthly view, I just keep a brief overview of events. But then we get into the days. And so every day I am working in this binder. And so there's not a single day where I don't use this binder. My morning routine for work is checking my emails and our social media platforms. And so in my emails, there's normally different things to do, different requests, different approvals, campaign ideas, just different things like that. And so I mark everything that I need to do for the day on here, and then I work from this list. Or if there's a meeting that I need to schedule, I'll schedule that out in here for whatever day there's a meeting. And then if there's an event, I do the same thing. And I just keep all my information and my schedule in here. And I love having these pages because it just breaks down my day the best way possible. So if I need the hourly, I have that here. If I need to block out specific times to do something, I can do that. I can pre-plan, I can schedule different events, I can schedule different meetings, and just have it all in here to reference. And then I also can keep track of everything that I'm doing on each day. This is my I do use this as a to-do list, but it's also kind of like a tracker of what I did and when. And so I kind of have my own little code going on in here. So when there is an X, that means it's completely done. When there is a slash, that means I sent that off for approval, or I'm finished with the first part of it, or I'm finished with the part for that day. Generally, there's an arrow for things that I need to do the next day, or that I need to do on probably a specific day for a specific reason. But this is how I use the to-do list, and I just love this. I just keep different notes in this section. I had some things sensitive here, so I had to cover it up. But I just jot down anything that I would normally, just scribble somewhere, I would put in here, and that way I have it. But yeah, that is how I set these pages up. I do work Monday through Friday, and so on the weekends, unless there's an event, I'm not working, or unless there's something that I really need to do. But for the most part, I just use these weekend pages. I write them out, and then I use them for, this is a by the end of the week list, so this is everything that I need to do by the end of the week. And then the other one I will use for anything that I need a to-do list for. So for example, in January, I went on PTO, and so I did it before PTO to-do list. That way I know I finished whatever I need to do before I go on PTO. I just use them for different things, but I always have extra to-do lists back here. It also helps if I need to break something down. Maybe if there's something like website updates, I think before, if I needed to really break that down, I wanted to put it somewhere, I might put that in here and have that broken down into here. I'll just use it for whatever I need if I need to use it, but that's how I use the weekend pages in here. But yeah, other than that, I just mark all my different meetings and events, and I go anywhere between using stickers and not using stickers. Lately, it's just been not using stickers because everything's been very busy and crazy. But like here, you can see I did website updates, and then I have my end of the week list. And then, like I said, there's not a single day where I don't use this or I don't reference it, just because I need to do, this is where I plan my day, this is where I plan everything that's going on, and this is where I keep my schedule. But yeah, so this is how I use this. And then we have my Erin Condren teacher lesson planner. And so I absolutely love using this. I don't know what I would do without either of these books, just because of how I've set them up and how I use them. So on here, I use this for marketing strategy. In here, I don't have much set up front because I mainly just focus on the weeks. I also started this position in January, and so I don't have anything filled out here, and I also didn't fill out anything here. But when I do order my new one for this year, I will have that completely set up, and I'll do a setup video. But for the most part, I've just been using the weeks. So in here, I track, like this was Women's Physician Day, so we did a social media post on that. There's President's Day. I just have different holidays and like national days in here. So I kind of use this to reference for content planning. And then we get into the weeks. And so on here, I have everything broken down by business. So as I mentioned, I run marketing for different practices. So each one has its own category. And then we have the overall marketing for our super group. And then this switches out between our medical service organization and the service that we have. But yeah, so this is how I break everything down. And then this is mainly where I do all my content planning and project management and campaign management. And so it helps me personally because I'm running marketing for so many different individual businesses, and everything's different for each. And a lot of times it's different campaigns and different things going on with each one. So it can be kind of difficult and it can be a lot. So I like having everything kind of broken down. It helps me plan, it helps me strategize and see what's going on with each one, which is a game changer for me, and which helps me keep peace of mind in my current position. But I don't know what I would do without this, because it really helps me break down everything by company, and it just helps me really strategize and plan for each one. And then I'll just show y'all a couple of these pages. Like I said, there's nothing too sensitive in any of these, specifically for February. So and then generally what I do is, I don't really work in this every day, but I will reference it or plan out different things. And so if there is something going on Let me find an example. So for example, on this day, you can see I had everything planned out on what I needed to do and when. And so then when I was creating my to-do list for the day, I would reference this. And so everything that's on here is on here, but on here there's more because different items come up, other things happen. There's other things that I need to do that's not just, you know, content planning and campaigns. And so that's what also helps, is having this to write down everything that I need to do, but also referencing things that need to be done. But you can see on here, so I needed to update budget, and so I have my budget update on here. I need to do my handout, and so I have that on my to-do list. And then I had to do a social media plan for this business, and then a social media plan for this business. And then other things popped up that I needed to do. And then same with the next page. So as you can see, I have the basics of what I needed to do for this new business that we're opening on here. And so I just wrote down the basics, but I broke it down on here. I wrote down the flyer that I needed to do, and this is when coronavirus was just starting. But I have everything that you see in here will always be on here, but this will always include more because this is also other items that I need to do. So it is information in two different spots. However, the difference is this is what I use to strategically plan different posts and content, and it gets broken down into more specifics in other pages, but I can't share those pages, unfortunately. But now I just have every social media post, every campaign that's currently going on. I have everything broken down as opposed to just the general of what needs to be done. And that's just because I was still getting used to using the system in here. And so now that I'm more comfortable with it, I write more, I plan more, and I have more in here. And so other than that, that is how I use both of these and how I use both of them together. The system has worked perfectly and I absolutely love it. But yeah, other than that, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching.